Drive-thru. I'm your host, Tony T, as we broadcast live here on Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel throughout social media. We're going to get you out of here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games, and that's what we do here on the Drive-thru Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Is our live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later, and to deliver those winners at professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek at who's on the show with us for today. With us is Jovan Burns with us, Brian Bittler. We got Nick Metkin with us, and Jay Briggs. And here's how they'll line up for this evening. We've got Briggs, Burns, Bittler, Metkin, and then I will close this one out. All right, NBA back with a big card day, 13-game card for you on the ice. You from college of basketball. Let's get this one underway. Let's go ahead and welcome in Jay Briggs. We catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. He's been on absolute fire. Of course, catch him on the morning shows as well. Jay, how you doing? Back from Vegas.
Back from Vegas, man. Back like I never left. It was fun. Really good day. Shout out the Pacers. Shout out Halliburton, man. Last time we talked, you asked me who I thought was going to win it. And I'm holding true. I think it's the Indiana Pacers, man. That team, they won it. That $500,000 on the line. Bron seemed to want it too, though, the way he was looking yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that'll be an interesting one tomorrow. One thing I noticed, we're watching the game live, we were talking about it here. We saw that the Bucks, at that second half, they looked, and I was saying this, they look slow-footed, they look old. We saw that run in that third quarter, then they came up empty in that fourth quarter. Of course, today it came out with there's some issues with the coaching. The Portis calling out the coaching. The players don't. I don't know. The Bucks just don't look to me in good shape. They just seemed winded out there on the court yesterday.
Yeah, Lillard came out flat. That's the first thing I know. He had 0 points in the first quarter. What was he, 0 for 7? That can't happen. That can't happen. Giannis was Giannis. He got to be a little more aggressive, but they got to get stops. That's been their problem all year. They cannot get a stop. And
Lopez looks slow. Lopez looks slow on the court. He looked like he's lost a step,
So, of course, they're still going to be one of the best teams in the East. When it's all said and done, they're going to be right there in the mix in the end, but they're not my favorite coming out. My favorite would probably still be the green team up there in Boston.
Yeah, Boston. So you just saw that. Of course, your thoughts there on the Lakers and Pelicans. I know we were joking earlier before the show about Zion. Zion, I was worried about that. I like the Pelicans, but then Zion's, obviously they were not happy with his diet. That's what happens when you go to Vegas, right? Just maybe he was a little sluggish, and, we saw the press conference. We all know what happened right there. He just maybe had a little too much to eat.
I don't blame him, man. I'm a little full still, too. Vegas will do that to you, man. It'll do that to you. It really will. And if you're not disciplined, if you're a younger player like he is, somebody who hasn't experienced those type things, you could definitely fall in trouble. And that, things just don't come out in the NBA. Teams leak things on purpose. And that got out on purpose. The Pelicans wanted everybody to know that they told Zion not to do that and that they see that as a problem. So Zion, man, talent-wise, he could be one of the best in the league, but does he have the work ethic? Is New Orleans the place he wants to be? And can he get it together?
Yeah, and I'll never forget when his first season in the NBA, I guess it was preseason, Coach K was so upset about his conditioning. I remember that when he came out.
Yeah, man, he has all the talent in the world. We haven't even seen that Duke Zion. That was the best shape of his life. Since then, with the Pelicans, it's always been question marks surrounding his work ethic and his conditioning. So I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take for him to buy in or if he ever will. But hey, it is what it is. I like him. He has all the talent in the world. But, if you want to be the best in the world, you got to do what it takes.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Of course, they got pounded there by Lakers. Lakers coming in there. We'll talk. Well, before we get to this game, we'll let you know in the game tomorrow here in the in-season tournament, we're seeing Lakers 4-point favorite, total 240.5. We know the sharp money and the sharp book shows 4.5 points, so we see some money here from the sharps here on the Lakers. And it seemed like a home court for the Lakers there.
Definitely, Tony T. It was most definitely a home court for the Lakers. I will tell you that for 1,000% sure. Everywhere you looked yesterday was Lakers fans. Everywhere. There was two groups of people in Vegas yesterday. The rodeo folk, because the rodeo's in Vegas, and Laker fans. That's all it was. everywhere you turn. So most definitely. So it's going to be a home court for the Lakers tomorrow. The thing is, man, I think we just saw the Pacers beat two really good teams. They just beat the Celtics. They did that, and then they turn around and just beat the Bucks. At this very similar line, man. They're hooping. Them boys want that $500K. They got the lowest payroll in the NBA. Bron hooping too, man, but I'm rolling with the Pacers.
Yeah, the Pacers, 4.5. The sharpest book in the world, 4.5 in this one. Totals just went up now as we started. We're now seeing 241, sharpest book in the world, 240.5. So we've seen the total come up about a point now within that last half hour.
Yep. I wouldn't be. That total yesterday was crazily high in that Bucks game, the Bucks-Pacers game. It didn't get over because it was like 256. It was up there. That being said, I think tomorrow might get over.
It might get over tomorrow. Like a lot of what really impressed me with the Pacers is you saw that run in that third quarter. I mean, they erased that 12-point lead, got it up. The Bucks made up 8. They were down 12, up 6. Right? They had outscored in the first 5 minutes of that third quarter, outscored Indiana by 18 points, and it just from there they just got winded.
The difference in the game was the bench as well. TJ McConnell came in and was running the bench really well. It really, as much as I love Halliburton when he had 15 assists, no turnovers, TJ McConnell came in and kind of set the pace for that second unit and allowed that first unit to come back in and punch Milwaukee right in the mouth. Milwaukee's bench didn't have that same punch yesterday. So, and that kind of plays in the hand with what I'm saying. McConnell, look up his contract. I'm pretty sure he's not getting paid the most. Look up Mathurin. Look up Nesmith.
They're young.
They're young guys probably not getting paid that much. $500K. All right.
Yeah, $500K. They're guaranteed $200K, right? Just get into the finals, you get $200K. So they're excited there. So two teams here tonight. We'll look at a game tonight, 7:30 Eastern time. Features the Nets at home to the Wizards. We see this line move up here now to the Nets. Now 9.5-point favorites, total 240.
I think it's moving up for good reason. The books know what it is. Everybody knows what it is. The Wizards are terrible, and the Nets just keep finding ways to cover point spreads. And I'm not overcomplicating this one. The Nets have been a money-making machine for everybody that's been watching the Jam Session this year, and I know everybody that's been betting Brooklyn as well. And we're not gonna not take them. The Wizards, they can hoop in certain aspects, in certain spots, but I think tonight the Nets are just going to be too much. They're rested. They're at home. I see this as a showcase game where they just beat up on a bad team. They're getting healthy as well. All the guys kind of getting back in the fold. Yeah, I think this is one of those nights where Washington is probably going to compete through 3 quarters, lose the game by like 14, 15.
All right, we got Jay says that take go ahead and lay the number here with the Nets laying the 9.5 here against this Washington Wizards team that really inconsistent. One thing the one thing here on the Nets team, it's very strange that you see guys like Lonnie Walker. He's like one of the leading scorers here for this Nets team. When I look at the box scores, I always see him like number 2 scorer. Never leads the teams in scoring, but he'll get you those 20 points. He's out of this lineup. How do you think that impacts his team? I think from a total side, maybe more impacted than the point spread.
Yes, totals wise, but the thing is they just got 30 points back as well, an average from Cam Thomas. That's the key.
Yeah.
So Cam Thomas, that's another young guy I just love watching. If you watch the NBA nightly, there's young guys you just fall in love with, and Cam is one of those. He's just a bucket getter. He's one of the more natural bucket getters in the NBA. Some guys, they kind of score and it's not smooth. Cam can score either hand, either way, however, whenever, over whoever, whenever.
That's right.
One of those guys. He's one of those guys, man, and it's fun to watch him play, and that's why he's averaging damn near 30. And so Lonnie probably is going to find his way into this rotation. The Nets got a lot of guys over there. That's the problem. They got a lot of guys.
Young guys, right? Yeah, they got a lot of young guys. Walker's a veteran, so he's going to demand. He's going to maybe it's because a little veteran. It's funny because you got a lot of young guys there, and you've seen Walker on the score sheet, which is interesting. Of course, Walker will not play in this game, so we'll be able to showcase some of the more of the younger players tonight.
Yep. Hey, Brooklyn, trade Dorian Finney-Smith back to the Mavs, please.
He needs some help. He needs some help there tonight. I think tonight we're going to be talking about that Portland Trailblazers game a little later in the show. Jay here on Nets here, lay the 9.5 against the Wizards. This one tonight, 7:30 Eastern time. All right, Jay, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. Of course, we got a lot of NBA on the board, but Jay is having a monster last few months here. We see the numbers for the last 30 days, 2,604 units of profit, all documented over at Pick Dog Stream. So you can verify those very simply by going to Jay's handicapper page, go down to pick history. You can see all the plays up there, fully documented. All right, Jay, big NBA board on tonight. A few from college hoops as well. A couple on the ice. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Locked and loaded tonight, man. I'm loving tonight's NBA action. It's been kind of a slower week with the in-season tournament, having like 1-game nights. But huge card tonight, like Tony T said. I got a mega pack out there for you guys. 5 plays in that mega pack, or you can scoop up my NBA play of the day, or you can hop on something long-term. It's really that simple. My NBA play of the day, what are we, 19, 7, and 2 last 28. Just trying to keep the momentum rolling forward on that play. So however you want to do it, you can do it over at Pick Dogs Premium. Pair me up 2 for 1. Pair me up with my guy Tony T, Jovan Burks, Nick Minkin. Pair me up with my guy Brian Bittler. However you want to do it, man. Pair us up. Let's continue to make some money here at Pick Dog.
That's right, guys. Get on board with it. Jay Briggs over at Pick Dog Premium. You see the great results from Jay. No better time than now to get on board with Jay. Remember that long-term pass. If you get that 1-month pass, it covers the entire bowl season as well as NBA, 30 days, college hoops, NFL. Great time to get it. He'll sprinkle some on the ice as well. So get that 1-month pass right now. Best value right now. Jay's been doing very well, as you can see. Get on board. All right, Jay, as always, great having a show. But I need to mention something to you, because we talked about this last week. We were kind of butting heads on that Tulane SMU game. Everyone's talking about Florida State getting screwed. No team got screwed more than SMU, in my opinion. They should be in that New Year's 8 Bowl, not this Liberty nonsense.
I agree with you. I agree. And, I haven't really heard that gripe much,
That was a screw job. SMU is much. I know they have 2 losses, but they play tougher teams. They beat again. To me, this Conference USA. Look, I think we're going to get Delaware in there in a couple years. Is it Kennesaw State coming in? We got the Sam Houston. You got all these FCF schools moving into the Conference USA. You can't pluck Liberty over SMU. There's no way.
Yeah, but that's why SMU is out of there. They got screwed one last time, and now we're going to see if they're going to go.
I'm telling you, man. I told you that offense. Did you see the monsters they have in the offense defensive line? Did I tell you that?
They went crazy on them. I was thoroughly surprised.
Yeah. Yep. I was telling you that might be your best team out there, other than Texas Longhorns. Might be SMU.
Yeah, SMU, pony up. We'll see if them boys can keep the momentum rolling forward next year into a bigger conference. And we'll see if Texas can get it done over Washington. I can't wait to watch that game.
Yeah, we'll see how that rolls. Right now, SMU 11-point favorite against Boston College in their bowl game, but we'll see the transfer. Well, that just tells you they don't belong. They should be facing Oregon. That's who they. I wanted to see Oregon's offensive and defensive line against SMU. That's what I wanted to see. That's why I'm more upset about that thing, because these 2 lines have pretty good, strong lines. But Jay, you got a lot going on the channel. The morning you're going to host the morning shows on the weekends. You got your NBA rundown, college football rundown as well.
Yeah, man. Hosting the morning show tomorrow. Small card. It's only like 8 games. I feel like tomorrow across all sports. For real, it's like no action really tomorrow, but we're going to cook it up nonetheless tomorrow, and then we're going to be back to regular scheduled programming on Sunday with a lot of action, NFL, tons of that. So, and my jam sessions are dropping every day, so you can catch those as well. So, ton of content for me. Smash that like button for us, and let's continue to make some money, man, with all the game. Yeah, you're going to have to study up a little bit on the ice. you're in Vegas and Dallas tomorrow. Ooh, that's a good one. It's only like 10. I want to say like 10 college basketball, like 3 hockey, maybe 1 NBA, and then 1 college football. That's it. That's it. Yep. There you go. So you tune in. They'll get the show, but we get the picks from Jay and the gang tomorrow. All right, Jay. Have yourself a great night, and we'll catch up with you again on the drive-thru on Monday. Yes, sir, Tony T. I appreciate you, my man, and I will see you on Monday. You got it. Jay Briggs here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on here on the show. More NBA coming up here. Good matchup tonight. Javon's got it here. I'll catch him over at Pick Dogs. We'll bring Javon in. You also catch him on the weekend shows as well. Javon, what's happening?
Hey, what's going on, Tony? How you doing, man?
I'm doing great tonight. All right, here we go. Tonight we've got Warriors and Thunder. This is a nice game under the radar here. We see the Thunder favored home three, total 236.5.
Yeah, and I'm on the Thunder in this one. Now the line opened up at -4 the Thunder's way. But if you look back, these teams have played three times already. The first game was in November 3rd, and the line was at OKC at that. It was 6.5 Golden State's way. And now, fast forward to the fourth game of the season between these two, the market the market value has showed you how they think about these two teams now. You know what I mean? So I think that it's time, say for some buyback with Golden State in this spot. And I say that for a couple of reasons. One, they've been well rested. Two games in the last 6 days, and being that it's the IST going on, it's giving the Golden State Warriors time to reset, basically. You know what I'm saying? In an older team like this, couple over the hill players. Steph Curry ain't over the hill. By the way, he's not one of those guys. But it gives these guys time to reset, and I think that they want to tie this series up, the season series up with OKC, and let these guys know, like, yo, we're not passing over the torch just yet. We still have some fight in us. You know what I mean? I believe that Steph Curry's going to go off tonight. And, Wiggins had a good game against him, I believe, last game. It was an overtime game at that, in that last game, 130 to 123. The Warriors, ran out of gas. And I don't think they want to, go up and down the court with the Thunder. And one thing about the Thunder, that last game against the Rockets, they didn't look so good. A little bit of chemistry issues, I think, going on the court. I think behind the scenes, if you know what I mean, one guy and the other guys on the court. When this the guy who has found himself in some turmoil in his personal life. So I think that's going on a little bit. And it just didn't seem right the way they were playing with Charles Giddey. So, I think the Thunder can be had in this one.
All right, we got Jovan here going Warriors here. Take Golden State here, +3 here against the Thunder. Of course, when you look at this Warriors team, it's a great starting five. But again, the bench looks like Paul will be a game-time decision. But behind him, Saric, Kuminga. Saric is starting to see a little bit more time, projected 19 minutes. But again, from Paul to Saric, Kuminga, Moody, and Podziemski, your players off the bench.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, it's next man up as far as that goes. That second unit. Now, if Chris Paul just played, and he should play. I mean, he's having this. It's had enough. It's not like he's on the second album back-to-back or anything like that. But hey, who knows? It's the NBA. But if he plays, it just bolsters that second unit, as far as I'm concerned. So, like I said, whoever's manning the point in that second unit, they don't want to go back and forth, up and down the court with this Thunder team. I think they made the mistake of doing that in the two games in Golden State, both of which they lost. And I think they want to keep this a lower scoring game, as opposed to one of those high scoring, up and down the field. So, whoever's the second in command as far as the point guard position, I think
Joseph it'll be Joseph or Podziemski are the two candidates. It is, remember, Paul was a late addition to the report.
Yeah. So, hey, is he still questionable or is it doubtful?
It's questionable. Illness, game time decision, illness.
Yeah. Hey, we'll know at tip off.
All right. We got Jovan here on the Warriors here, +3 against the Thunder tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Jovan, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. Of course, we do have big NBA board tonight. Few from college hoops heading into a big weekend. Jovan has been seeing it right now in the NBA. 1,018 units of profit, all documented over at Pick Dogs Premium. Again, verify those numbers by just simply going to his handicapper page. Check out what he's got to offer. What do you have going over at the site?
Yeah, I got an NBA 3-pack going. My Take Flight Friday NBA 3-pack. Get that for you. Got that out for the people. Once that hits, try me out long term. 3 days, 7 day, 30-day, yearly. I'm seeing it well in the NBA right now. Still on the positive side in the NFL. Took a fall last couple weeks. When the favors hit like that, it's someone like me. Yeah, I'm not. It's unlikely that I'm gonna hit because I'm not one of those guys that ride favors in the NFL. But yeah, this is another week looking to bounce back. Hit yesterday with a play with the Patriots. Looking to keep that going, and you know also matching with one other handicappers for the 2-point capital motion. You can't go wrong here. Sports Chat Place and Pick Dogs. Let's get it.
Let's get it indeed, guys. Got on board with Javon Burch over at Pick.com. Great results in the NBA. Get on board. Also showing results in the NFL, showing profit in the NFL for this season. So a good time to get on board with Javon Burch. Maybe the long-term pass. We talked about that 1 month pass right now. It takes you near into January 7th. So a lot of NFL coverage. Great remainder of the college football bowl season. College hoops as well starting to heat up. It's a great time to get on board with Javon Burch. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout. Save that 15% off. Right, Javon, as always, good having you show. Of course, Patriots get the win yesterday. Bailey Zappi gets a week of practice in. What was the feeling on New Orleans? I hope we're not to that point in New England where they're trying to hope the team loses to get a better pick. We're not there yet, are we?
I mean, a lot of people are around here, but I'm not one of them. I mean, look, they're a bad team right now, but it's on the offensive side.
Yeah.
They could get that fixed in the offseason, as far as I'm concerned. As long as they don't have Crybaby Jones on the field, then I'm all good, because he was a straight miserable football play, miserable attitude, as far as him crying and his antics on and off the field, whatever. So, at least with Zappi, you know what you're gonna get. He might make a mistake, but he's gonna play hard. He's not gonna question, the coaching staff, and he's gonna, like I said, he's gonna try his hardest. You know what I mean? Can't ask for anything more. He's, and you saw yesterday that he has some arm talent. You know what I mean? So, and really, last game against the Chargers, they say he didn't move the ball. He actually did move the ball. It was bad weather conditions out there, and they should have kicked a field goal late in the game, and they didn't. They went for it, and, so I wouldn't blame him for the non-cover or the not getting the win last game. But yeah, you saw it in this game right here. He made some throws. Did make a mistake late, but you're gonna have a guy in the center with him who's gonna fight. That's all you can ask for at this point with this team. The defense is intact. The defense is holding steady.
Yeah.
So.
That's why I say. That's why when I hear people talk about Belichick leaving, I mean these guys are idiots. I mean you can't. You know how hard it is to get defense to play at this level in the NFL with all these rule changes.
Exactly, and especially with the way offense really rules in this sport. Even though there's been a lot of unders in this game, that's just a function of being a lot of bad quarterback play. You know what I mean? So quarterback plays at a premium especially in this season. You got a lot of guys that really shouldn't be on the field right now, as being starters. Like half the quarterbacks in this league right now that's starting today shouldn't be starters.
Well, that was the fear, right? When we lost Brady, we lost Manning, we lost Rivers, the name, and we saw a lot of these quarterbacks exit. We were kind of worried about who's going to replace these guys, right?
Yeah, and quite honestly, the shift in the NFL is going to these college style, not game plans, but offenses where they're dumbing it down. They're dumbing down these offenses, and a lot of RPOs, and which is all well and good, but these guys can't read the field to save their life. You know what I'm saying? They don't anticipate where a guy's gonna be, where a receiver's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? That they can't just throw to a spot. They gotta wait till the man's open. That's why you're seeing a lot of bad quarterback play, a lot of picks. You know what I'm saying? So, going other days of Peyton Manning and Tom Brady and guys like that, man, who saw the field, who saw guys open before they were actually open and throwing in the tight windows.
Yeah, it's just kind of down year on the quarterbacks, no doubt about that. All right, Javon. Guys, check out Javon over at Pick Dogs. Of course, Javon, we see you also on the weekend shows.
Absolutely. per usual, Saturday and Sunday, I'm on the morning show, and I'm back here on Monday.
There you go. All right, Javon, you have a great night, and we'll catch up with you Monday here on the drive-thru.
Absolutely. Have a great night. Win. And see you on Monday.
See you on Monday. Javon Burt's here on the drive-thru. Let's continue here on the show. Up next, we'll go ahead and welcome in Brian Bailey. You'll catch him over at Pick Dodge Prim. Bring Brian in, ready to roll with Brian. Brian, what's happening?
Oh, it's awesome to be here with you on a Friday night. I'm getting ready to go out, do a little bit of square dance. The card's small today. But we got a weekend full of college basketball and NFL action, so I'm ready to get it started tonight.
That's right, guys. A big way to roll here tonight. We're going to start here with the game tonight between the Hawks and the 76ers out here. We see the Sixers here favored here 9 in this one, total 233.5.
Yeah, I'm going to roll with the hometown Philadelphia 76ers here minus this big number. It's one of my best free picks today. The number might seem kind of high, but the Sixers have been are at home where they've been pretty rock solid, 7-3 against the number, and they're 13-7 against the number overall for the season. Atlanta, though, they're a money-burning 5-15 against the spread this year, really costing bettors a huge amount of money. Sixers ATS-wise over the last handful of games against Atlanta, Atlanta Hawks have owned them, but I think the Sixers are very tough at home, and do not let this high number scare you off. Looks like Trae Young is going to be out for this game. That's what I kind of thought when I saw this line this morning. I think that only makes it better for us. Last time these two teams met, I think about 23 weeks ago, Sixers beat them by 10. I'm thinking a 10 or more point win for tonight. I'm going to take the Sixers and lay the 8.5 here.
All right, Brian. So
9 points.
Now coming up to 9. Let's see where the number is right now. We're seeing 9. Again, new news coming in here with Trae Young out here. Let's see where we're at here on it. Yeah, Young out. He's officially out of this game. Philadelphia with that clean injury report, and that's why we've seen this line move here up from an 8.5, a 6.5 opener. Now 9 and 8s across the board here. There may be some buyback on that 9. That 9.5 is no longer available. It's now 8.5, 9. So there's been some buyback here. Thinking maybe the line is a little too inflated once we get past that 9 number.
Yeah, kind of. They beat them the last time by 10, and I think they can get back to that 10 number. But I was much more comfortable this morning when the line is about a point lighter than it is now.
Yeah, that's no doubt about that. There, of course, the Sixers here with Ryan laying the 9.5 here against the Hawks tonight, and this one will have a start time here, 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Brian. Let's take a look over at Pick Document for tonight's action. Of course, we do have NBA on the board tonight. Brian's been doing well here over the last 3 days. 754 units of profit. All document over at Pick Document. Of course, the NBA on the board, as well as a few on the ice, and we got college hoops. So those games off the board games as well. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
I'll tell you what, only one premium play tonight, but it is my best bet on the board, my NBA Titanium play. I'm 8-2, last 10 Titanium wagers. You can get that best bet winner for just $25 at pickdogs.com. 8 of the last 11 days have been winning days for me, so I'm going to keep that going. Now, I might only have one play today, but we got a loaded college basketball card, so now's a good time to get on board with that 3-day pass and get all this weekend's actions.
All this weekend's action indeed with Brian Biller over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the great results over the last 30 days. You guys like that 3-day pass here on the weekend? Get to all the NBA college hoops as well. If he's on board with Army Navy, that's also part of it. Of course, we get into NFL as well on Sunday. Big card coming up here from the NFL. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. Save that 15% off. Multi-capper promotions offered as well here on the show. All right, Brian, as always, great having you show. To that success, we'll catch up with you again here next week. But I'm going to let you hear, everyone get excited here out in Philadelphia area as the Cowboys and Eagles are going head-to-head.
Yeah, I kind of spotted that line a little bit. I'm probably leaning right now, if you ask me today, towards the Eagles plus the 3.5, only because the Eagles look so rotten against the Niners. Now people jumping off that bandwagon, maybe getting on the Cowboys, but it's still a little bit early. I reserve choice to jump ship here and go to Dallas, but right now I'm feeling Philadelphia.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling the same way. I'm just a little. Cowboys against some of these better teams, right? That's always they've been beaten up on. Let's face it, they've been beating up some of the bad teams. A lot of these bad teams have bad quarterbacks.
Yeah, and for Dallas, this is put up or shut up time. They lost in Philadelphia, so if they want to win the NFC East, they need to beat the Eagles. And I'm sure they don't want to just do it by a field goal. They want to beat them convincingly. But the Eagles' record against the spread, like I said, if you can get that 3.5 number, that's where I would lean towards the Eagles.
Yeah, no doubt about that. How have you been? Of course, college hoops. We're going to start focusing a lot more on college hoops now as we're starting to get into December and in January, not too far away. Any teams hit your radar so far? Big 100-game card tomorrow.
Well, I think take a look at who Villanova's playing and maybe take a look at the other side of Villanova. You've seen them drop some key games to local Philadelphia teams.
Yeah.
And if they can't knock off them, we got to see what happens when they're taking on the big boys.
Yeah, they struggled there against that game against, I believe it was Kansas State, right?
Was it Drexel? Was it?
The recent game was against Kansas State. I believe they were not able to get by them. No, but they did lose to those Philadelphia. UCLA and Villanova are going to go off tomorrow here. That's one of the TV games. And UCLA and Villanova. Looks like Villanova is going to be favored about 3.5 in that game.
Yeah, see, I don't know. Villanova hasn't lived up to expectations. They seem to be getting inflated lines, at least at the beginning of the season. And we'll have to see how that works out. But if they lose outright, you might not see them favored the next time they come out.
Yeah, that's the game there. UCLA is not. I've not been impressed. They just got past Riverside by 1. That was.
So we got two teams that haven't lived up. Two teams that really haven't lived up to expectations.
They lost a lot of players. They lost a lot of players from last year. I mean, Huckes was a big. You see what Huckes is doing there with Miami. That was a big loss for them.
Yeah, well, I'm not a big. You know how I feel about the Miami Hurricanes, but.
Miami Heat. Huckes is in the Heat now. Yeah, but no, I was just saying is that UCLA is kind of going with the 4 guys from overseas. And I think it's kind of a risky move. It works with the St. Mary's when they go with these Australian players, but UCLA going for the foreign players. We're kind of a culture shock for these young kids at the college ages that play here, I think, in LA.
For sure, going to a big town like LA, it's a big difference between playing for UCLA and playing for St. Mary's or Iowa or Wisconsin. It's definitely a big difference. Culture shock.
One of the bigger games tomorrow is going to be Purdue and Alabama. And we're seeing it's a neutral court game. We're seeing Purdue favored 6 in that game, so that's going to get a lot of everyone's attention tomorrow.
Line seems kind of high, but when I think the line seems kind of high, it makes me kind of lean towards Purdue there because I would think it'd be a little bit closer to 4.5. So 6 seems kind of a little bit high. So I like to go against my initial first impression.
Early game tomorrow. You and I remember back in the day when this was a big rivalry game, Syracuse and Georgetown. Now it's not what it once was with the back at the coaching changes.
The days of the Big East.
Yeah,
definitely. West Virginia, Pitt, and Syracuse. Definitely, I miss the old Big East days.
Yeah, that used to get everyone's attention there back in the Big East. This not the same anymore. But there are some pretty good matchups in college hoops tomorrow. Big card. Keep an eye on. Jay said it's a light card. It's not tomorrow. There's a lot going on tomorrow.
When he said that, I was thinking, what the hell is he talking about? We have like 100 college basketball games.
100 college basketball games
NBA,
tomorrow. Yeah, he's thinking NBA and NHL, but there's a lot of college hoops tomorrow. And as we mentioned, some of the big matchups. We're not in the conference season yet. So we are, but I guess the one big one is that one in Cincinnati. Cincinnati Xavier is a big rivalry game, and we're seeing here Xavier about 5.5. Xavier's has their struggles this year too.
Yeah, that's another team kind of like Villanova where they're getting high lines and having trouble covering. That's another one I would take a hard look at Cincinnati. I'd probably get in on it a little earlier because I expect that line to come down a little bit.
Yeah, that one is Xavier is just not this. We'll see how it rolls there. But anyway, we got Brian here on the play already. We figured out. We let you know what's going on over at Pick Dogs. But Brian, just want to make note here. You got a video series going over at Pick Dogs, and we can also catch on the weekends.
Yeah, I shot the first one today. So guys, make sure you check it out over at pickdogs.com. My fast, sharp betting predictions every day get you a couple free picks I really like. So make sure you guys check it out. I'll also be on the NFL Roundtable on Sunday. I'm going to miss Saturday, but I'll definitely be there Sunday, 100% hanging out with my good friends at pickdogs.com.
That's right. Check out Brian over on the Sunday show Roundtable. Make sure you like, subscribe, set notifications. So when Brian's video series pops up, one we call it Take It to the Bank. Is that what do we call it?
Fast, sharp betting predictions.
Sharp, fast betting predictions. So there we go. So you'll get there with Brian there on the show. You'll find those video series coming up on your timeline when you subscribe. All right, Brian, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again Monday on the drive-thru.
Thanks for having me, Tony. I'll catch you on Monday. Hopefully I'm streaking.
Yeah.
I'm ready to keep the winning going.
Keep the streak and enjoy that square dancing in Philadelphia. Brian Bittler here on the drive-thru, ready to square dance. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Out to Scottsdale next. We're going to bring in our man Nick Menken. When I think of Scottsdale this time of the year, I think of the Arizona Fall League. I don't even know if they're still playing that. We'll bring him in right now. Nick Menken, catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. A lot of the prospects play out there in Arizona Fall League. But it's actually the winter now, right? I don't know if there's even a Fall League right now. Are you on mute there, Nick? Yeah, we're not getting any sound from you. You're on mute. Check the mute key. Yeah. We'll see if we can tune in right now. We'll get Nick from the desert, area, of course.
Tony,
hey,
can you...
You're coming in good now.
All right, good. That's second time in a row. Third time's a charm. We'll get it right next week. Nah, Scottsdale is about 60, 65 right now. I got a hoodie and sweatpants on, so I'm bundled up right now.
Nice. I was mentioning the Arizona Fall League. I don't think that goes on right now, right? Baseball?
No, not yet. Not yet. I believe that's after the holidays, so around the end of January, starting February, that'll start.
That'll start then. So winter. Actually, it's winter. Right, winter league. I forget what they call it, but anyway, I know in Arizona. I know I'm a big Dodger fan. I saw Eduardo Rodriguez get signed over there.
There you go. Rodriguez coming over here.
Yeah.
That'd be big. That'd be big for the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, Diamondbacks adding to their rotation. Of course, they're a team that's going to – we see the Padres going the opposite direction, but the Diamondbacks is going to give Dodgers a tough time this year. Even whether or not they get Ohtani, it's still going to be tough for them.
Yeah, what about Soto going over to the Yankees? That was the heartbreaker for me, especially for a Cubby. Hopefully we could land somehow – Shohei Ohtani, but I doubt it. I think he's going to the Blue Jays. We'll see, though.
I've been reading that about the Blue Jays. We'll see how that rolls. But Nick played collegiate baseball, so we know he likes baseball. And of course, he's in Scottsdale. There's no better place in the springtime than out there in Arizona, man. No better place.
Exactly. We got the spring training games rolling. Can't wait to get out there. We got Camelback with the White Sox, and then obviously Mesa out here for the Chicago Cubs. So I'll definitely be out in Mesa. Yeah,
well, you better get your tickets fast because they sell out in Chicago. Those games get best attendance. And I went to a game, and I'm still on their mailing list. I still get their tickets to buy their tickets for spring training.
There you go. Where at? Mesa or Camelback?
Mesa, the Cubs. I'm on the Cubs mailing list because I bought tickets online from them a few years ago, and this must have been 10 years ago, and I still get their mailers for the spring training. I think that mailer comes in January though.
We got to go to a game.
Yeah,
go to a game out in Mesa.
Yeah, definitely. All right, we go to the NBA tonight with Nick as we have the Knicks and the Celtics going head to head here. We Celtics favored 7.5, total 221.
Yeah, we got the New York Knicks, Boston Celtics right now. Celtics are coming in 7.5 favorites. We all know they're 9-0 here at home, 15-5 this season, 7-3 in their last 10 games. Just coming off a loss in that quarterfinal in-season tournament to the Indiana Pacers, 122-112. Jason Tatum ended up having 32 points. 12 rebounds in that game. But let's talk about this New York Knicks team. They got my big three. We got Brunson, Randall, and RJ Barrett here. New York Knicks are coming in 12-8, 6-5 though on the road, 7-3 in their last 10 games. Just coming off a loss to the Bucks, 146-122. Julius Randle ended up having 41 points in that game, but this offense goes through Jalen Brunson. He's currently averaging 24.9 points per game, just under that 25 points for this Knicks team. And I will say something. They are currently, this New York Knicks team, second in all of the NBA in offensive rebounds. So clearly they're getting a lot of second chances What I'm seeing in this game, yes, this is a high line for me, considering the Boston Celtics are -7.5 at home. I understand. I think we got a lot of public money on the Celtics in this game just because they are 9-0 at home. They're clearly the better team, but in my eyes, I believe that this New York Knicks and the way that they've been playing, especially offensively with Brunson, Randall, and RJ Barrett, I think they could cover this number here in the Garden tonight. I love the New York Knicks covering this game +7.5 here, Tony.
All right, Nick says take the Knicks here +7.5 in this road matchup here again. Celtics. This game was just scheduled recently because remember they played in the quarterfinals of that play-in tournament. So the losers of the quarterfinals are playing each other. We have a similar matchup again with Sacramento and Phoenix. So. This will be a game in Boston. Yeah, and I mentioned, of course, probably why the line is up. I think their last look at the Knicks was that game against Milwaukee.
Yeah, the game against Milwaukee with the Knicks. I mean the Milwaukee Bucks with Lillard too. You saw it here today. They couldn't get it done, but they looked very sound. And I like with the Milwaukee Bucks, especially later on in this season, the way that Giannis could come off the court and have Damian Lillard there to score points and to take a lot of weight off of Giannis. I think the Milwaukee Bucks are in a very good position for the rest of this season. But the New York Knicks in that big three, like I talk about, Brunson, Randall, and Barrett, those three mold together and they run through the offense through Barrett. I think from the perimeter, especially Randall shooting from that perimeter is going to open this New York Knicks team and take them where they want to be later on in this season.
Nick, you're liking the Knicks here +7. Of course, out in your area, the Suns will be hosting the Kings. A little disappointing here to see that Allen Beal and Durant out of this one.
Yeah, Beal's still coming back from that injury. He did have that back injury, but Kevin Durant and Booker obviously still trying to mold here early on in the season. I'm okay with this Suns team. I know they will mold over the course of this season. I'm not worried about it. I think that with Beal healthy and Kevin Durant with Booker, I think that's going to be a dynamic duo right there. Three guys with, a lot like the Knicks in Brunson, Randall, and Barrett there. It's going to be an upside, and I think the Phoenix Suns will have a lot of good games later down the road as soon as they mix together here.
Yeah, don't forget also they got that veteran off the bench in Eric Gordon. Of course, Allen Durant, Beal Lee. These are some of the rotational players that are out today. So they're going to be short-handed here against the Kings team. A Kings team that I'm very critical of playing defense on at home. The Kings just seem to me to play at another level on the road for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, if Fox is in the game and if Fox is healthy, the Kings are going to score points. But Kid Burns, on the other hand, take weight off of Fox's shoulders and score points as well. Could he contribute offensively? We already know Burns is a very good defensive player. I think when Burns has a very good offensive game, it allows Fox to open up the court, especially on the perimeter, to score points offensively. So I think the Knicks have a lot of upside as well, but we'll see early on in this season. It's still early. We'll see in the later games here in the season, but the Knicks are definitely somebody that I take into consideration to make a playoff run.
Yeah, no doubt. And of course, we're going back to the Suns there out in your area. I don't think a lot of people know about this Yusuf Nurkic because he was hurt so much in his career. But man, that guy really defends the rim pretty well.
Nurkic for the Suns team?
Yeah, for the Suns.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, he's the dirty work guy in the paint there. Nothing's getting by him. He's rough. He'll get a foul, but it goes through this offense in Booker. It really does. If Booker really could distribute the ball offensively to his playmakers, Kevin Durant, Beal, if they could start working that perimeter access when Devin Booker drives the paint and penetrates the paint, I think it opens up a whole new ball game for this Phoenix Suns. So they'll figure it out. It's still early on in the year, but I'm I'm looking forward for what this Suns team has in store later on this season.
Have you been to any Suns games this year? Do you plan on going to any? Because you're out in the area.
Yeah, I was at the Suns game in the in-season tournament against the Lakers. Actually, the Suns lost that game to the Lakers here in that one. So that was the only game I went to here, but I'm sure I'll be going to a lot more.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the Lakers when you saw them in person?
I thought that the Lakers are exactly what I thought the Lakers were. They get off to slow starts, but yet they're always staying in the game. They got LeBron James. You see LeBron James on the court, and you wonder, all right, he's not doing too much, but in the back of your head, he's already got 8 assists. He's doing other things than just scoring points. That's what he does, and you see it early on in the game, and then later on in the game, he'll take it over offensively. So that's kind of the Lakers. Anthony Davis stepping up right now, scoring a lot of points offensively, taking weight off the shoulders of LeBron James, and he could do something in like assists, rebounds in that aspect. So the Lakers get off the slow starts usually, especially on the road, but they finish very strong late in games.
All right, there you go from Nick, of course, out there in the Phoenix area. Got to been to some Suns games. I know he's from Chicago, so but now in Scottsdale. So Nick here on the Knicks, plus 7.5 here against the Celtics. This one tonight, 7:30 Eastern. This is your TV game on NBA TV, and then the ESPN has a late night game tonight. All right, Nick, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium tonight, where Nick's showing great results in the NBA, 750 units of profit. We have a 13-game card from the Associated tonight. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Just got my top play of the day going out here in about 30 minutes. Just got one play. We are 4-0 in our top plays here, 3-0 in our last 3 top plays NBA. So go check that out. And also we have a huge slate for Saturday and Sunday games. So grab a 3-day pack or grab a 2 pack with somebody else on Pick Dogs, and we're cashing in on this side, ladies and gentlemen. So go check it out.
That's right, guys. Got aboard with Nick Micken over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the great results here from Nick here in the NBA. Of course, all those plays are documented over on the site, so you can verify that by just clicking his handicapper page. Also showing great results, 415 units, all sports combined, showing good results in NFL as well. So good time to get on board. You guys love that 3-day pass, so good time to get that 3-day pass on the weekend. All of Nick's premium plays for 3 days, all his NBA, college hoops, NFL, college football in that 3-day pass. Pick is a promo code. You'll save that 15% off. All right, Nick, as always, good having you show. We'll catch up with you again next week. Of course, out there, if I all mentioned to you about this Arizona Cardinals team with Kyler Murray in there, we're seeing them get some wins and some covers.
Hey, I just had that for my top play last week. I actually had them +6. They actually ended up winning. Right, Kyler Murray. I love it. A lot of speculation going on with this Arizona Cardinals team, but I think there's a lot of good value, especially with him back at the quarterback position. So a lot of good value to bet on here, especially in Arizona. So I'll keep an eye out on that there.
Yeah, that's the Arizona Cardinals with Kyler Murray. I know they got pounded by the Rams, but the Rams, a team when they're healthy, keep an eye on them. They don't have depth. When they have cluster injuries, the Rams are a go against.
So Rams are lighting it up. I'm pretty sure they've scored over 62 points in the last 2 games, something like that. Their offensive is absolutely dominant right now. So definitely the Rams and the Cardinals to keep an eye out this week. Yeah, keep an eye out with the Rams, Cardinals. Cardinals, a team. We'll see what Kyler Murray's pretty much playing for his if he'll be back with Cardinals next year, or they go with another quarterback. It would be good if Kyler Murray can hang on to that starting job, because then you could use that pick for another player. I think he'll stay. I think Kyler Murray will stay a year or two. We'll see. Not a lot of people like him, but I think his versatility in the pocket and the way he moves and creates plays in the pocket, especially when he gets outside of that pocket, I think it's a dual threat, and it's almost like a Lamar Jackson. I won't give the credit to Lamar Jackson, but he's getting there in the way he plays and the versatility that he has. Awesome. All right, Nick. Of course, let everybody know about your video series. We see it up on Pick Dogs because we used to have the first 5 baseballs over, but now you're moving into the hoops. Yeah, Nicky's Nerfies is over. We got the first half coming out in the NBA. We won't have a video tomorrow. It's just that one in-season tournament between the Pacers and the Lakers. We're laying off that one. We previously hit 2-0 on our semifinals. We smacked the Pacers first half and also the Lakers first half. So you can find Nick's NBA first half videos on our YouTube channel. That will be going out tomorrow for Sunday's plays.
Hey, you guys, got to check it out. Make sure you like, subscribe, set notifications so when Nick drops those first half plays, you get them right there in real time. Get the best numbers. All right, Nick, enjoy the weekend, and we'll catch up with you again. It's a great time to be out in the South, out there in Arizona. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Always, Tony. Great being here. Thanks for having me, and cheers for this weekend.
You too. Nick Micken here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on. Guys, if you ever miss a pick, we always recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. And I'll get my pick, and then we'll get into the recap here for you guys. Let me go ahead and get my screen up here. We're going to go to one of those late games. We kind of teased it earlier on here. Let me pull it up here. I think I should have changed the game, so I'll do it on the fly here. Give me 1 second here. Moving from Nick to me. All right, we're not going to preview this one. We already did, so let me go ahead and get my game up here. Moving around here. What do we got? I think we're going down, right? Nope, we're going the other way. It's going to be a late last game on the card tonight. Yeah, we're going to go Mavericks. And I got some more value in this game. Mavericks and the Trailblazers going head-to-head tonight in the association. And let me make sure I have the pick set up for you here. I got so caught up in the conversation, I should have moved forward. I should have moved ahead with my graphics here. I got everything automated here, so I want to make sure that my pick comes up, so I need to hit that button. Here we go. Yeah, the pick today, and this one is going to be on the Trailblazers, plus 8.5, plus 9. Let's see what the market looks like right now in this game here. This one is 9 pretty much everywhere in this game, so 9 is the number. And really, it's it's tough for me to lay this many points here with the Mavericks based on how their defense is. Right? I've been pretty critical about this Mavericks team defensively. Right? They win games, but they don't cover because they don't play the defense. And this is a team here that, again, when you look at the Mavericks here on the road, they're giving up 49% shooting. They're allowing 115 points per 100 possessions on the road. They have a plus 0.7 net rating. Past 5 games, Portland is defending. That's what they got to do, right? They lack some talent. They've banged up a little, but they're defending. You look at over the past 5 games, the Portland Trailblazers sit 5th in defensive efficiency. They were in that game against the Warriors. They almost beat them. That was the defense that really was what allowed them to cover that game. It was a big number, too, against Golden State. I watched that game because it was the only game going on at that hour, right? It was a late game, Portland and Golden State. And they're holding teams over that 5-game period of 44% shooting. We don't need to win the game. We just need to cover. And we're going to go ahead and take Portland here at plus 8.5. And this one here is a 9 pretty much everywhere. So we've seen that number go up. I'm even seeing a 9.5 in Vegas right now. So shop, get the best numbers. That's the best way to do it. All right. Guys, check out Pick Dogs. I'm going to have a 3-pack right now from the NBA. So go ahead and get signed up. You can also get on board with my long-term pass, my 3, 7, or 30 All Sports Pass. Get all my premium plays for that time period. Just like when you go to my handicapper page and make that purchase, remember the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. 3-pack right now on the board. I also have an Army Navy winner for you as well up there. A college football play up there right now at Pick Dogs Premium. So go ahead and get signed up. Also, the long-term pass, that 3-day pass will get you covered as well. All right, let's continue on. Let's get to the recap, and we'll recap the weekend here on the drive-thru. All right, we started off here with Jay. Jay liked the Nets, lay the 9.5 against the Wizards. We had Jovan here on the Warriors, plus 3 against the Thunder. We have Brian here on the 76ers, lay the 9.5 against the Hawks. Knicks on the Knicks, plus 7.5 against Celtics. I'll be on the Trailblazers, plus 8.5 here against the Mavericks. The one I like the most, let me look at my notes here. Let me see which ones I like the best here, because I want to make sure I get it right. Let's see here. I will say the one I like the most. I want to take a look here at that. Was it the Knicks game? I think that's the one I'm looking at. The Knicks, right? I'm pretty sure I'm going to be on the Knicks. I just want to check something on that Knicks game. They do have a clean injury report, right? They do. And we're going to go ahead and come in here on the Knicks here at plus 7.5. That's the one I like the most. All right, that's going to do it here for the drive-thru, guys. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us. Be sure to tune in again on Monday live here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers from Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. They got their place for here in real time. Remember to always get started with that morning show. Now, the weekend tomorrow, they always start it early here, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. You have Jay at the control. Of course, you'll have Mitch, you'll have Chris, and a lot of the cappers from the drive-thru will join in on that Saturday show, giving out picks. Remember the roundtable on Sunday as well. Lots of video series here at Pick Dogs. We got Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes, betting tools show. Also, Mitch's roundtable discussion with the professionals as well. We have the wraparound NHL video series from Chris, Jay's NFL and NBA rundowns. We got Rod Zawacki with his NHL video series. You want to check that out for the big card on Saturday. Also, Nick Menken's NBA first half up there on the board. We got Brad Francis with his parlay video. You'll find that up there. Mills UFC rundown, MMA rundown, UFC rundown, as well as his prop shop on the board as well. We have Big Al McMorty with his all access video. Of course, we also have Against the Public Betting with Dana Lane on the screen, and a lot more. So, guys, make sure you tune in. Ron Romanelli, college basketball and college football rundown videos. Costi with his sharp trading plays video as well, and a lot of content, guys. So make sure you like, subscribe, and set those notifications so when these videos drop, you get them in real time. All right, I'd like to thank everybody on the chat today. Our man Will Morris, USA up there. Ramon in there as well. Shout out to Blake. Shout out to Hanger Lyle in there as well. Teal Green in there. Alston. Lando 86. Shout out to you as well. 7 sevens and sevens and more sevens in there as well. Matt D in there as well. Here. And Matt D, whoever chatted the Zeke Trubisky ATD parlay, like that. Appreciate that contribution as well. Mike Owen in there likes the Lakers to beat the Pacers. Panger Life says Lakers easy work. There you go. And Mike Owen liking the team effort going here in the chat. All right, that's going to do it for the show, guys. Thanks for joining me another week here on the drive-thru. That's going to do it. Let's go ahead and bring in our cappers tonight. Wait, goodbye, guys. You guys have a great afternoon, evening. We'll catch up with you again